Hello everyone and welcome to Flying Ants Academy. So in this lecture, moving ahead from the conditional statements, we will add the concept of loops as well. Loops are something if you want to repeat an instructions multiple times. Okay, if you want to repeat an instruction multiple times, we use the concept of loop. In many cases, it is possible that you have to execute one instruction more than once consecutively for many times depending on the logic. So to start with, a very simple program to input a number and print the table of that number. So let's say you write this again. I'll start with simple stuff. This must be common for you by now. Again, int num, printf, enter the number, scanf. You must be able to do this before I'm doing now. It must be, as I said, now. So we want to print the table for it. So now let us just look at the logic part of it. So let's take an example. The user has entered the number 2, right? So every one of you must have studied tables. If you're watching this video, if you don't know tables, then please go back and get your basics right before this. Okay, so let's say you want to print a table of 2. So we write 2 into 1 is equal to 2, 2 into 2 is equal to 4, 2 into 3 is equal to 6, 2 into 4 is equal to 8, 2 into 5 is equal to 10. We'll say why this man is doing all this donkey work. 2 to 7 is equal to 14, but I'll tell you why it is important for me to write the entire table. 2 9 is equal to 18, 2 into 10 is equal to 20. Okay, it's all slanting, the alignment is not correct, but I'm pretty sure when I write the program, the alignment is always correct. So why I have written this? This is the output that we need. See, this is the input, right? This is the input, and all this is the output. So I have written this completely, or you should write this so that this is, looking at this, you can create the logic of what we want to do. So 2 is common in every line, okay, because of course we're writing the table of 2. Then you see this is sequential, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, right? This is sequential, and then this is an operation, multiplication operation, okay, and the output of this operation, result of this operation is here. 3 things. Again, 2 is common. We have to execute the instruction 10 times because we have to printing from 1 to 10. So all the 10 times 2 is common. After every execution of one line, we have to increment this number by 1. We have to multiply these two and get this output. Very simple. So this is again how you develop a logic for writing a program. You can of course do this without all this manual work, but this will make it easy for you to now write program because you know this logic clear. You can still straight away dive into writing the program. For some of you it might be easy, for some of you it might be tough. Of course this is a very simple logic, so it is easy for most of you, but as and when the complexity of the program increases, this is a good way to have a dry run, or basically to have the logic clear on paper and then write the program. Anyway, so coming back to the program, now we know we want to execute an instruction 10 times. I missed this semicolon over here. Yes. So again, there are various ways of creating a loop in C. The first one is the for statement. The syntax for is, this is the keyword for. Okay. So for loop, we need to take a variable which will be running. So let's take a variable over here, int I. I'll tell you what I is. So we'll say for I is equal to 1. Okay. I less than equal to 10, I plus plus. What is this? This is what we have written. For I is equal to 1, I less than equal to 10 and I plus plus. And here we write a statement. So there are three parts to this for loop. This is the keyword. Okay, so this happens to be keyword loop. This is the base condition. This is the starting condition. Okay, so we have taken a variable I which is equal to 1. So this is the starting condition. Okay, the loop will run till I is less than equal to 10. So from 1 to 10, this is the check condition, second condition if we call it. So this is the starting condition, this is the check condition, or maybe the ending condition. When will the loop end? So this is a condition, it will check it. If it is true, the loop will continue. If this condition is false, the loop will end. Now after every iteration, after every time the loop is executed, so loop starts from here, it executes the command, it comes over here. I will be incremented by 1. So this I plus plus means I is equal to I plus 1. So we will start from I is equal to 1. Okay, so what will happen is when we execute this, first it will go inside over here. It will say it will check I is less than equal to 10, of course, because I is equal to 1. I is less than equal to 10. It will execute, and when it completes execution, then it will increment I by 1. Simple. So let's write this. And again, I'll tell you about it again once I've written this complete code. Again, just like if statement, you need to have curly braces. Everything inside the curly braces will be there. So now we want to print the table. So we will write printf %d for num, okay, into %d for I is equal to %d for the result. Okay, format, first %d would be num, comma, I, comma, num into I. And we have to give 1/n after this. Okay, close this bracket, everything is done. Let us see if it works or not. GCC table.c, okay, a.out to, cool, we get the table of 2. 20, we get a table of 20. 5, we get the table of 5. Now let's go back to the program and see what is happening. Again, as I told you, so what this will do is, it will say we have a variable I over here. So I will be 1 in the first iteration. So it will say, I is equal to 1, yes. If I is less than 10, of course, then it will go over here, it will go inside. Okay, it will execute this statement. Over here it will execute I plus plus. Then again it will go back. Now the value of I will be 2 because we have incremented I. Is it less than 10? Of course, it will execute this statement and then it will again increment this. So it will keep on incrementing I after every iteration. So this line is one iteration. Once I is 11, it will stop. It will come out of this loop. Now, to tell you about this printf statement, what is happening? Again, this is the key over here. This is the output that we want. This is the number that has been inputted. This is common, the multiplication sign. This is the value of I, because I is always incremented by 1. Okay, and this is the result. So similarly, we have 3 variables. In between first and 2, we have this multiplication sign. This is the out. This is what is going to display on the screen. Okay, this equal to, and this is xn equal to. So first integer is replaced by num because that is constant, whatever we enter. Second is replaced by I. So 2 into I. I's value is 1. 2 into 1 equal to, it will replace it by this execution, multiplication. The next iteration, when value of I is equal to 2, then 2 into 2 equal to 4. 2 into 3 equal to 6 till 10. Okay, very simple. If you have any doubts, if you have any queries, please ask me in the comment section. in India, we all have learned count by twos. Okay, it's actually just a multiplication table of 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, same as this. But can there be another way of doing it? Like if you just want to print 2 to 20 in count by two ways. Yes, very simple. Instead of doing all this, this is the for multiplication table what we've written. But you want to print something like that. I'm telling you this just to show you another use of for loop. Okay, we want to print this. This is going to be our output. Let me just delete this. So we just want this as an output. Instead of writing 2 into 1 is equal to 2, 2 into 2 is equal to 4, we don't want this. We want 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 till 20. Simple. This is the output. Very simple. So what we can do is, now here we know that we're going to start with 2, right? We're going to end at 20. So this is the start condition. This is the end condition. And what is important is, after every iteration, we are going to increment by 2. So when you have this start and end and this, you can form a for loop for this. Extremely easy, extremely simple. So start condition, we are going to start with 2, I is equal to 2. End condition will run till I is less than equal to 20. Increment condition, not I plus plus, I is equal to I plus 2. And what should we print? It's going to print the value of I. That's it. Okay. Want to execute this. Enter number 2. 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, no. This 2 is the input. This is the output. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Cool. This program is actually not a program for tables. This I have told you that we can have various condition over here. Also, we don't really have to increment it by 1. We can increment it by 2, by 3, by 4, whatever we want. So the start condition doesn't always have to be 1. So start condition, end condition, and the increment. This is it. So this is a basic for loop. In the very next video, I'll be taking a very important program. It is a program to find whether the number is prime or not. So see you then.